competition. G'day, mate. This is the perfect colour. Even the cleaners think I'm the cleaner. Damn it. Just got there first. The cleaners here are killing me. They're so much better than me at this job. How is she always in the right place? Just gotta find somebody finishing something. You guys finished? Done? Thank you. Cheers. You finished? Cheers. Thanks. There you go. Look at that. Look like a full plate of noodles there. Insane. Where should I put the food? Yeah.
Yeah, over there.
In the rubbish bin?
Yes, sir.
Just in the landfill one?
Yes.
Excellent. I'm just learning. My first day, you know.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, I didn't tell you Craig will be joining you today? No. Okay. Excellent. I might just fill it up a little bit more and get it in that one. Thank you. Oh, wow. Big stack of stuff here. So much left on that plate. Massive salad, almost untouched. One last one though before we go. Oh, thank you, man. Yeah. Thank you. See you next week. This is the food from one food court, and look, I was competing against several cleaners who were doing a better job than me, and they were throwing away heaps of food as well. Firstly, what a waste of money, but secondly, altogether, that place must throw out so much food, and as we saw, it's just going to go in landfill bin. And that means it has other consequences. It creates methane and greenhouse gases. Just got to be a better way to deal with all this food waste than chucking it into landfill. In one of Melbourne's most famous laneway precincts, they might just have found the solution. Melbourne's De Grave Street area is packed with restaurants and cafes and bars. And until a few years ago, all of the food waste that was being created here would go to landfill. Up until recently, businesses along here were sending 700 kilograms of food waste to landfill every day. I'm venturing to an underground facility to see how they've managed to reduce that figure by almost 70%. Hello.
Oh, g'day, mate.
Craig.
Nice to meet you, man. I'm Niall.
I'm your free labour for the day.
Oh, great.
Niall Harron is team leader at the De Grave Street recycling facility, which is housed in a basement nearby.
Tea and coffee grinds.
Today, I'm going to give him a hand collecting and processing a whole heap of laneway leftovers. So this is... oh, wow.
Yeah, a lot of food waste.
So much food waste.
Yeah.
How many shops are you going to?
At the moment, it's probably just over 100, and it's all grown word of mouth and stuff like that.
All right, well, you know, I'm here to work for you. Let's go do it.
Let's do it. Let's get you suited up. I'll just give you these two.
Oh, great.
Gloves.
It's been a while since I've been in. The system, which is a joint project between Melbourne City Council and Citywide, is an Australian first. Up on laneway level, cafes and restaurants sort their waste into 3 different tubs. One for food waste, another for coffee grounds, and a third for recyclables. Then it's simply a case of bring out your waste.
This is the first location we'll stop at. This is Noah.
How you going?
Craig.
Yeah, good seeing you. So we're here to get your food, mate.
Yeah. So these guys usually take 3, because they prepare a lot of food here.
Let's see what kind of stuff it's...
Yeah, make sure
Well, let's see. I mean, it's great that that can be turned into something else.
It's early in the day now, so usually that would be full by 4:30.
40% of what we take in on average is coffee grinds.
Oh, we're addicted to coffee, aren't we?
Yeah, that's right.
Hi, how you going?
This is Giles.
You go through a lot of coffee?
We 4 or 5 kilos a day.
How about the food waste?
2 or 3 of these buckets a day.
2 or 3 of the buckets,
yeah.
Very little is actually going to landfill in the end.
Yeah, 1 bag. If we didn't have this facility, we'd probably 6 or 7 or even 8.
Yeah,
I would say.
right.
Yeah.
Since the facility launched in 2013, it has diverted 392 tonnes of food and recycling from landfill.
Here's the next trader we're visiting.
In a year, this system diverts over 130,000 kilos of food waste alone. It's like a pretty easy system.
Yes, it is.
It's good.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Have these restaurants actually also reduced how much food waste they're creating? Like, has this made them think a bit more about it?
Yes. You know, interestingly, since the last season of War on Waste, that really got the conversation started. People started coming to us. Traders that were initially not interested in getting involved all of a sudden had a change of tune. and realised, oh, there is something, we do have a responsibility here as well.
The recycling team makes several pickups a day from these inner city laneways, and there's no extra cost for the businesses to be involved.
Alright.
So first, what we're going to do here is we're going to separate all these streams.
Back at the basement facility, the food waste is loaded into this machine.
It's not that smelly. I thought it would be
It's not
smellier.
smelly, it surprises everyone.
It uses a process called aerobic digestion to completely break down the waste.
These are recycled plastic beads, and they help like cut up the food waste.
Yeah.
And that with like a natural microorganism gets sprayed in and helps break it down, kind of like the way the human stomach does. So it goes through our grease trap for final removal of, contaminants.
Yeah.
And then our water comes out, and underground it's treated so it meets all our regulations with Trade West water.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So hang on a second. So is the end product water that goes out, or is that
Just water.
Oh wow, I can't believe it. So it actually really breaks down into liquid for
And
this.
it'll just keep breaking it down until there's nothing left. Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah. So we can tip it in, and it's not, this is the bit that gets a bit messy.
See, well, there's a lot of avocados. Everyone's getting smashed avocado.
These paddles start moving when the door closes. So once we close it,
Yeah.
you'll hear a spray, and that's the organism starting to work. As you can hear now,
Yeah.
it's working. In a couple of minutes, we won't be able to identify what we put in. It
Yeah.
starts breaking down really quickly. And then after an hour, there's going to be nothing left of what we put in there.
The wastewater is pumped to the Werribee Water Treatment Facility, where elements are extracted to create biogas that's used to make energy.
Pretty interesting, eh?
Extraordinary.
Yeah. Yep.
The coffee grounds are sent to a dehydrator and heated to 170 degrees, where they eventually emerge as a high-quality soil conditioner for community gardens and council parks.
And this is what interests me though as well. Look, if you put food waste in landfill, it can lead to emissions.
Yeah.
So this, so far, just this month,
This is from March. This is our emission reduction
3.3 tons of CO2.
equivalency reduction.
You've now got 100 kind of restaurants and cafes. Is
Yeah.
that can grow further?
We hope it grows. That's
Yeah.
the plan. So we want to keep expanding until we hit capacity, and then move into other laneways and other precincts. The Grade Street, it was a disaster for years. There was no waste separation going on at all.
Yeah.
And so now it's this community effort to try make an example. We're getting delegations and members of parliament from all over the world coming to visit here.
I wonder if in the future we can get to a point where, apartments do it as well. Like,
Yeah.
because it's a small community as well.
Yeah, yeah.
If you
Yeah.
can get your food waste together.
Absolutely, and there's no reason why that can't happen.
Better to see food waste being turned into this and,
Yeah, yeah.
wastewater or whatever, rather
Yeah.
than actually just going into landfill,
Yeah,
where no one gets any good out of it. Eh?
absolutely, yeah.
Thanks, Noel.
No worries.
Cheers.
Meanwhile, Australian households are throwing away 3.1 million tonnes of edible food every year. Organic waste represents the single biggest component of the residential waste stream that goes to landfill. And it begs the question, why are most councils not willing to get on board with organics recycling?
We're just seeing rubbish here coming from curbside collection. How much of that's likely to be food?
About 60% of what we generate from every household is either food or garden organics. So it's a very, very significant amount of what every household throws out every day. There are more than 20,000 times more tonnes of food waste going into landfill than plastic bags. So if we can get agreement on plastic bags, surely we can get agreement on food waste.
What's the solution? How do we avoid food waste going to landfill?
First of all, we've got to have food and garden organics collection services at every household in Australia.
Why aren't councils doing it? I mean, is it a hassle factor? Is it people complaining about having to have a separate bin in their kitchen for their food or something like that? Like, what is it?
I think it's inertia. I think it's education. Councils are starting to wake up to the